It's kind of a yeehaw truck for Ireland, where you have the Ford F-150 and so on in America. We have this, so we can get the Explorer, I think, as well over here, and this, the Ranger. The Ranger is the pickup truck of the bunch, and it comes as a 5-seat car with a huge, gigantic space area for stowage. The big difference in this and other models of these kind of cars, seen like Amarok or like the Hilux, is that this has sort of a hook in the back that you can put shopping bags on. So you could actually use this as a daily driver. And I do know someone who watches this video who actually lives in Portlaoise owns one of these. And I kept looking at it going, why is it, like, he's trying to tax and insure that thing as a standard car, and well, it isn't. But it is. I'm surprised to say it actually does behave very like a standard car on the road. Now, it is much slower than you'd expect. I mean, it does not accelerate or carry speed like a car does. You know, that's kind of solid feel. This is much more about low down torque. This ability to be able to pull a trailer, to fill the boot of this thing and then pull a trailer on the back of that and pull it across that field over there. That's just what this is really about, rather than it being about a car. But there is a car feel to the whole thing, particularly in this Ford. I have a full touch screen here with dual zone climate control and front heated seats. I have a fairly decent looking dash in here, although the fuel gauge is kind of bunched over to the side along with the rev counter, which makes the rev counter nearly, well, not to be bothered with. You can barely see him, kind of doing somewhere around 1800 RPM at the moment. Fuel economy seems good. I'm staying below 9 litres per 100 kilometres, which is what I kind of expect for a vehicle like this thing, because it's a truck, you know. And off-road capability, I drove off-road a little while ago, and it has been really good. Like, it's good flex in the chassis, I'm quite happy to say, and the whole car seems to be well behaved off-road and on-road. Drawbacks? It's always a kind of a compromise. I mean, you're a pickup truck, you're not a car, which means you lose some of the comfort of just, I mean, if you put something into the boot of this thing and you don't tie it down, when you stop, it's going to be at the front of the tailboard back there, which means you're going to have to climb up, get in to get your, you know, I don't know, a sliced pan or something, whatever it is you're after buying. But if you're clever enough with the whole thing and you use it properly, well, it should be okay with that. It is a big car, without a doubt. It's very, very long. It is quite awkward to park at times. It can be quite difficult to get in and out of spaces. But it's just a little bit wider than a car, but you soon get used to it because it does have a reversing camera, and it does have park assessors on the rear. You can get them, it's an optional extra, have them on the front as far as I know. I really do enjoy this kind of car. I like big cars. I like cars that are just over practical. They're beyond practical. So I really enjoy this thing because it is beyond practical. I recycled stuff the other day. We put a real old, you know, big glass fronted television into the back, along with a little portable TV. We're sitting around the garage at home. A few other electronic stuff. Threw it into the back of this, drove off, dumped the whole lot, could drive in wherever I wanted to drive in and drive out again. Same here. If I want to drive as the crow flies in this area, I can just drive across that field. It's fine. But at the same time, if I pull up outside of a school, no one's really going to bat an eyelid at me either, you know. And that's the difference between these kind of cars and something like Range Rovers or Discovery or something, where they will do that off-road work, but everybody will look at you and think there's something, you know, that you're real rich and, you know, he's just showing off. But you never feel it in this, and yet the prices aren't that far off each other. This is a really good, really brash package. I wouldn't buy it in black, maybe. I'd probably buy it in more of a kind of gunmetal grey or some sort of a silver thing. I think it's a prettier car than the black makes it look at the moment. But it's been miserable here for the whole week. We've had just one day, I think, here where it hasn't really rained all that much. And it's been hurricanes and wind and rain and floods and a whole lot. And I felt completely secure and safe in this car. With the kids, with the wife, the whole lot. We went out yesterday, drove over to Tullamore and all around and back up to Dublin and everything. And it was a great drive in this thing. It's really comfortable and covered ground incredibly well. Suspension is, as always, a compromise in these yokes. It's leaf springs on the back of this, which means that you need to kind of, you know, you will feel bumps in the back of it. But they all do that because leaf springs are best for flexing off-road. They're the best part of it. So it's part of off-road experience, I'm afraid. The only one you won't get that experience in is something like a Range Rover Vogue or a Discovery or something, where you won't feel it as much, but it's still there. But they're cars that do off-road. This is an off-road vehicle that happens to be a car. Unlike that bloody Dublin coach in front of us, the green bus, man. Ugh, smell of that yuck. Diesel fumes coming into the cabin here. Yeah, turn that. Yeah, that to that. Recycle the air inside a little bit to get out of his way. So I'm very happy with the Ford Ranger. I will miss it when it goes back. I know I'm picking up a Volvo XC60 today. You know, you get these kind of bigger cars, these different cars that are much more luxurious and everything, but there's just something beautifully utilitarian about this thing that I really do enjoy. I really do think it's just such a good car to be in. I'd be very happy to own this. In actual fact, this has moved up a list. And I know it seems like a weird car to be moving up my list of Euro Millions buys, but I really do think it's such a clever, simple, straightforward, comfortable package. Wild Track is a model spec, but it's fine. It puts a Wild Track on your seat. That's as far as I can see what it does. I just think it's a great car, and I really do miss it when it goes back. Thank you very much for watching. I'm delighted you've watched this far. If this is your first time here, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. Leave me a comment, let me know what you think of the Ford Ranger Wild Track. What kind of car is it in your country? It might be called something else in America or some other part of the world. Make sure you leave a comment, click that like button, and hit the subscribe button, and check out the Patreon link if you wouldn't mind as well. It'd be really good. Thank you very much. Until the next time, I will see you on the far side.